Hello, friends. This is Sharon from Natural Awakenings Magazine, and today I am joined by my good friend, Adrienne Gamal. She is the Crystal Lady from the wonderful world of crystals, and I was lucky enough to meet Adrienne at the very first expo at Georgian Court, where our tables were next to each other, and she's just an amazing and wonderful human being, and she was kind enough to join me today to talk to us a little bit about crystals. So what are they? How do they work? Why do we have to clean them? How do we clean them? And most importantly, how do we sign up for the next live crystal show on Facebook? So thanks so much for being here, Adrienne, and please tell us more.
Thank you so much for having me, Sharon. I love you, and you're exactly right. You were sitting next to me at that very first, Holistic Expo, and you've remained there for the last 7 or 8 years. And it's always great to have you next to me. You definitely bring good vibes, and we have a lot of fun together. So thank you so much for offering this wonderful venue to talk about the crystals today. So crystals, it's a very big subject, and I've been working with the crystals for over 25 years now, and I'm very passionate about them. They are an amazing spiritual tool, and I teach classes on the crystals. I also do different crystal shows, the metaphysical fairs, like Sharon was saying, and offer the crystals to the public so they're able to obtain them and use them for their own purposes. And there's so many ways that you can use crystals, but we're going to get into a few of those ways in a minute. I just want to start off by saying crystals come from the earth, and they are Mother Earth's children. So they're born deep in the earth, and they are here to support us. And the crystals when they're born, they have a whole sacred geometry pattern within them. That's their makeup. And due to that sacred geometry pattern, they vibrate in a certain way. Okay, so crystals are vibrational medicine. So when you work with them for healing, you're working with vibrational therapy, you're working with energy healing, frequency, color, and light. So crystals emit a tremendous amount of light. And that's why we love them. People walk into a crystal store, or they'll walk up to my crystal table, and it makes them feel so good. They're like, oh my God, it feels so good in here. I never want to leave. But that's why, because you're dealing with color therapy. So it's all based on the different colors of the crystals that will affect our vibrational level. You're dealing with the crystals that are vibrating at a certain frequency, which affect our vibrational level. And you're dealing with the fact that they're emanating and exuding so much of this light, and light is the highest form of energy. And that's what picks us up and makes us feel good. So crystals really do a lot. So that's just the highlights, about what they do and how they work from behind the scenes. So all the crystals are here to help us. There's so many out there that people can use, especially at this time. And, it's more, I think at this time, it's more about wellness, vibrational and energy wellness. Because if you keep your energy body strong, okay, then nothing will affect your physical body. It almost won't be able to get in. So when you keep your subtle energy body strong through different practices, of course, yoga, tai chi, qigong, meditation, exercise, there's so many different ways to do it. Crystals are just one of the ways. But when we keep our energy body strong and positive, then our physical body follows suit. So it keeps the physical body strong, and everything kind of comes, into alignment that way. So the first step, is really to enhance and strengthen your energy body. And that, of course, is through eating proper foods, cut back on the sugars, the junk, eat good whole foods, get good rest, good sleep, and do the spiritual exercises that we talked about. It's all about energy. That's what the crystals are about.
That's incredible. I love the way you talk about them being Earth's children, and
Yeah.
It's such a good reminder that they all vibrate at their own frequency, and that was a great bring back for me of why I love my crystals and how I should be using my crystals. So thank you for that overview. One thing I know I haven't done enough or properly is cleanse my crystals. So why is that an important process in using them?
So when we use crystals, they absorb a tremendous amount of energy. So if you are wearing the jewelry, or you're wearing bracelets, or you have them in your pockets or on your nightstand in your living room, crystals are constantly putting out energy to help us and to aid us. At the same time, they're absorbing the energy of the space and of your own energy body, your own frequency, your emotions that we go through. So if you're wearing all this jewelry and you're, going through your day and you're working and you're stressed, or you're running around, or you're helping somebody, that's grieving, any of those things, just basically going through life, doesn't have to be anything specific, just going through life itself. The crystals are working with your energy field. So it's like a give and take. And what happens is they begin to get full. So after a while, they'll do right by you. They'll put it out for a really long time. But after a while, they get full. So I kind of say it's like when you have a wet sponge and it's like really full of water, and you try to sop up more water, what happens? Can't do it, right? You have to squeeze out that sponge, squeeze out that water, opens back up, and then you're able to absorb more water. So it's kind of like that. The crystal needs to be cleared out so that it can take more energy in and work for you. So people usually wait too long to clean their crystals. It's one of my pet peeves. People that have taken my classes or know me, I am always telling them, be sure you're cleaning your crystals regularly, at least once a month, to help you so they can serve you better at their highest rate. People usually wait too long. And when you wait too long, what happens is they don't look shiny anymore. They look dull. They feel heavy. And they might appear like almost dead, or like I said, dull, not shiny, heavy, not vibrant. And that's how you know you've waited too long. So you want to capture them before they get to that point. So it's kind of like us, every day we need to take a shower, we need to like rinse off, clear ourselves off, and then, relax. Everything releases with the water energy. It lets everything go, and then we feel restored, right? So it's kind of the same thing. So at least once a month, people like to do it with the full moon, because you can charge your crystals in the full moon. It's also just a good reminder that that's the time you should do it. You don't have to do it during the full moon. You could do it anytime, but that's just a good reminder for people. People seem to remember the full moon. So you just take your crystals, put them in a bowl of water, bring them to the sink, let the cool water run over them, just cool tap water, let it run over like a river, shake out the little bowl that you have it in, do that a few times, just give them a little shower, and then take them off, put them on a paper towel near the windowsill, and let them get the sun energy for charging and the moon energy for charging, and let them rest for a few days, and then you can use them again. So that's one method. The clear, just plain water is fine. You could also use sound, like a a chime or a Tibetan bowl or the tinctures or rattles if you have. That's a great way. You could also use sage, liquid sage or sage smoke to clear them. All right, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. Those are just one of the few. You just have to be mindful because there are some crystals that don't do well in water. So make sure you Google that or, you know, check that out. There's a few that don't do well. But that's the basics. And then as far as the jewelry, just take them off at night, throw them on your windowsill and let them recharge as well, because you don't want to wet the elastic. So you use a little bit of alternate method with that sound. And then after a few days, they're good to go and they will work with you once again.
Well, all of my crystals are getting a bath today.
Yes, I've heard that a lot since this COVID has been going on, because that's what everybody's telling me, because they hear me speaking about these on the Zoom classes and they're like, okay. And I'm getting all the texts from everyone. How do I do that again? What am I supposed to do? This is what I've been doing, answering the cleansing of the crystals questions.
What would we do without you? But you have been hosting classes, and
Yes.
what's the best way for people to get in touch with you to find out what classes are coming up?
So we'll be posting them in Natural Awakenings in Sharon's magazine on her calendar, so you'll be able to see them there. You can also friend me on Facebook under my name, Adrienne Gamal. And
Spell that.
okay, so my first name is Adrienne, last name Gammal, as in love. And so you could friend me, and then I'll post when I'm doing Zoom classes, and I'm also doing some live crystal shows on Facebook, which you'll be able to see the crystals, hear me talk about them, explain them a little bit, and you'll be able to purchase them. And then I would ship them to you. So it's not the normal way that I do things. You know, usually I'm at different yoga studios and shows and teaching, but this is an alternate system that we can use now at this time. And you could also message me on Facebook under my name, and I'll answer your questions and can do one-on-one as well.
Okay, fantastic. And, you know, thank you for having the courage to pivot your business and bring it to us still so we can get our crystals, because I just met your friend Anne Marie Matthews from
Yes.
Sacred Shui, and she gave us some tips for some crystals we need to help with our abundance. So Adrienne is the person to contact to get those crystals. And I'll put your contact information below. And like Adrienne said, we're going to be posting the events on the calendar board on our website. That's najerseyshore.com. And if you have any comments or questions for Adrienne, feel free to put them below. Give us a like, a thumbs up, a share, and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully we'll have Adrienne back soon.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for allowing me.
Namaste.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to share the crystal information. And one last thing I'll say is don't be afraid to work with the crystals. You know, start with one at a time and see how you do, you know, and start out that way. A lot of people, you know, they're overwhelmed or they feel I have to know everything first before they work with them. Just pick up a crystal, put it in your pocket, put it on your nightstand, meditate with it, leave it on your dresser, work with it for a week or so, see how you feel, and just take it one crystal at a time.
That's great advice. Thank you, Adrienne.
Thank you, Sharon.
We'll
Speak
talk
to you
soon.
soon. Namaste.
Namaste.